development in and around the country and beyond. Kenny, good morning to you.
Morning, Tyre. Good morning out there. My name's Kenny DUROTILU. We're starting off with the front page of the Punch newspaper. It has this headline, 16.5% interest rate. Private sector predicts factories shut down. Higher bad loans. Terrorist abducts Zamfara villagers. Imo politician demand new Naira. Atiku Obi meet Can tackle APC on governance. In business, fuel queues resurface in Lagos. Marketers blame depots. Why I didn't interfere in assembly crisis, Oyebanji says in that particular headline. Also from the Punch, Edo Varsity offers students free tuition. Impeach Ekiti speaker heads for court. Also in the Metro Plus pages, you find this one: terrorist abducts Zamfara villagers. Imo politician demand new Naira. Abuja woman commits suicide. Cops baby found in bush. 8 Libya-bound human trafficking victims rescued in Jigawa. Also, 3 miners die as fire guts Kano building. Business, all theft. Nigeria loses $2 billion in 8 months. Dangote sugar refinery boosts investments. Let's take one more here. Why I didn't interfere in assembly crisis, Oyebanji.
All right, from Daily Trust newspaper, half salary Unimaid lecturers threaten to withhold students' results, and as University of Maiduguri. Atiku Okowa pull out of presidential town hall meeting. Why every Nigerian should pay tax. It's also what you find from Daily Trust. Akwa Ibom takes delivery of 2 new A320 aircraft for Ibom Air. Naira redesign will address worrisome inflation. 4 burglars nabbed in Lagos. Kwara loses High Court judge. Another one here from Daily Trust. Komani oil drill has attracted $3 billion investments. That's from President Buhari. North oil fields, Nigeria to tap 1 billion barrels from first reservoir. Lagos-bound Gombe passengers burned to death. As Buhari kicks off oil drilling in North, Bauchi Gombe residents demand jobs, clean environment. Well, let's see some more here. Price of pure water to increase over high cost of production. I mean, it's written in that manner. But Gudu Alero in titanic battle for Kebbi Central. Scrutinize all our records. Ubasani urges Kaduna voters. I take that again. Scrutinize all our records. Ubasani urges Kaduna voters. We will restructure Nigeria if elected. Labour Party. You can see the picture of Peter Obi there. PDP kicks off North Central presidential campaign in Kwara tomorrow. How Atiku rejected Jonathan's plea in 2015. Wike. Petroleum marketers, DAP men oppose federal government's 0.5% tax structure. Nigeria, Canada agreed to deepen bilateral relationship.
From the Daily Post, hunger miss plenty. Nigerians risk health crisis as 133 million swim in poverty. Wike's integrity group, PDP, has lost it all. Arewa youths. Elsewhere, Al-Mustafa accuses Western nations of plot to prolong Boko Haram insurgency. Senate endorses 48 billion naira pipeline security contract to ex-militant leader Tom Polo. How lecturers, teachers bought cars without jumbo allowances. That's a statement credited to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. NCC warns Nigerians over new ways hackers attack messaging app Telegram. 2023, U.S. government restates visa ban, warning to election riggers. FRS to arrest overspeeding drivers is another one there. 2023, Adeyanju fears politicians may tamper with INEC BVAs. Also, Labour Party applies to join suit seeking disqualification of Enugu PDP. Still with politics, Imo PDP Atiku Okowa moved to reconcile feuding groups. Elsewhere, Atiku rejected Jonathan's plea to support his re-election bid in 2015. That's according to Wike. Delta LP Guber candidate Pella urges Peter Obi support groups to work hard for party's victory. And lastly, PDP crisis. What will happen if National Chairman Ayu resigns? Atiku Support Group.
From Premium Times, over 1 billion barrels of oil found in northern Nigeria, Buhari says, as drilling starts. CBN increases interest rates to 16.5% to tame inflation. Another poll shows Peter Obi leads Atiku. Tinubu, Kwankwanso. Court refuses to order INEC to resume voter registration. National Health Dialogue. Policymakers, experts to discuss primary health care financing. National Assembly, controversy trails appointment of new clerk. Some more from Premium Times. Nigeria's 20 million out-of-school children are potential Boko Haram members. That's from Obasanjo there. Some more here. Why Wike Makinde orders met in Lagos. Body George. 2023, Atiku Okowa to wade into Imo PDP crisis. 2 doctors freed by their abductors in Cross River. 2023, why PDP needs to win back Northern State. Chidoka. Allegation of lobbying to delay new NDDC board fake. Official report.
We'll go on a break right now. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at some of the major headlines and, of course, taking your reactions and the analysis to all the stories as well. Stay with us.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Yay!
What? Is it money?
What I bought on Jumia is here!
Jumia, here? And where are you going?
To pick it up! Jumia is now in Dalupo with a pickup station close to you, located at Shop 4, Able God Plaza, Eleshingodogbo bus stop, along Iwo Expressway at Dewumi, Ibadan, or your state. You can now shop for all your everyday needs at ease on Jumia and have it delivered to the pickup station for you to receive your order. You can also prepare online or when you collect your order at the pickup station and even place your order there. Shop now on Jumia. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Dabon are the first and Obonge herbal toothpaste. E get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil where they make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, now true you talk, Dabo na the cocoa herbal punch. We get plenty natural herbs. Dabo, the cocoa choice for my family.
Ẹ̀yin tèmi àtúntì gbèdé o lójú ẹsẹ̀ tó ń gbóná pẹ̀lú ìfilọ́lẹ̀ Glow Festival of Joy.
Ayẹyẹ tó yílẹ̀ ayé yẹn padà látọwọ́ Glow ni.
Gbàgede tó kún fún àwọn ẹ̀bùn jàǹkànjàǹkàn fún jíjẹ.
Ilé ogún tuntun.
Ọkọ̀ mẹ́rìnlélógún tuntun.
Ẹ̀rọ ọgọ́rùn-ún kan tó ń pèsè iná.
Ẹ̀rọ ìrọṣọ ọgọ́rùn-ún méjì. Ẹ̀rọ afẹ́tẹ́gùn tó ń gbaná sára ẹgbẹ̀rún kan.
Àtàwọn ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ẹgbẹ̀rún ẹ̀bùn tó ká màmá.
Ṣé àti tẹ *611# láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wọn kó o sì jẹ nínú ìfilọ́lẹ̀ Glow Festival of Joy. Ra dátà tí ó tó ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọgọ́rùn-ún náírà lásìkò ìfilọ́lẹ̀ yìí. Ó dẹ̀ lè jẹ̀bú ilé tó o bá dẹ̀ ra ìwé ìpè tàbí dátà láti ọgọ́rùn-ún sí ẹgbẹ̀rún mẹ́wàá náírà lóṣooṣù lọ́sẹ̀ẹsẹ̀ àbí lójoojúmọ́. Wàá ní àǹfààní àti jẹ ẹ̀bùn ọkọ̀ tuntun ayékálẹ̀ kan pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹ̀bùn tó ká màmá.
Mákàn rẹpẹtẹ kó lọ́nà gẹ̀rẹ̀.
Tẹ *611# ní báyìí láti darapọ̀ kó o dẹ̀ máa jẹ lọ. Ìfilọ́lẹ̀ yìí ń bẹ láti oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2022 títí di oṣù kìíní ọdún 2023. Àdéhùn àti àsọtẹ́lẹ̀ ó ń bẹ o.
Glow Unlimited.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally. You show up for me every day, no matter when I show you.
A mother's love is unconditional. Nothing serves this love better than a bowl of Indomie. So, show some love with Indomie.
Show me love. You show me love.
Beat Sakma with Jumia Black Friday. From November 4th to the 30th, you can get access to all those products you've had your eyes on all year at prices that will leave some change in your pocket. You also don't have to pay for delivery fees on thousands of products when you order above 1,999 naira. T's and C's apply. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Christ Mercy International Church presents 21 days powerful revival. Níbi tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣetán láti lo àwọn òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àkórí ìtọ́dún yìí. Igi gbígbẹ́ léyè, ògì gbígbẹ́nu ayé wa ni ó yè láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tí yóò sì máa wáyé ní gbogbo aago 5 di aago 8 àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 1st of December to 21st of December nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí. Prophet Mayowa Moses Fèyíjì àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet Olúfẹ́mi Òní, Prophet Paul A. Adémodì, Apostle Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwaṣọgbọ́n, Prophet Adesoji Ọ̀nàbànjọ, Apostle Elijah Olúṣọlá, Prophet Augustine Ogena, Prophet Paul Arule Jesu, Prophet Ṣẹ́gun George, Prophet Samuel Olúdáre, tó fi mọ́ Prophet Isaac Jayiola, pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ olórin ẹ̀mí bíi Akíntúndé Elijah Ọlọ́run ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Ẹnìtàn Olúṣẹ́gun Bámidélé EOB, Moses Super àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Gbogbo nínú gbọ̀ngàn ìjọ wa tó wà ní number 35 Adamaleko Street beside Butterlight Bread, Ìmọ̀lẹ́ Fálàfíà Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. 08077309381. Jésù dúdì yóò. Shalom.
Ǹjẹ́ ẹ ti gbọ́ Waka Now Travel Fest ti padà dé bíbà nínú gbogbo oṣù November ní bẹ́bẹ́ yóò máa lọ. Wá jẹ́ gbádùn àwọn ìdúnàdúrà tí kò lẹ́gbẹ́ fún àwọn arìnrìn-àjò lórí owó ọkọ̀ òfurufú, ilé ìtura, visa àti àwọn ìpèsè fún ìsinmi. Kàn sí www.wakanow.com báyìí láti kópa nínú àwọn àrígbádùn tó jọjú wọ̀nyí, tàbí kó ṣàbẹ̀wò sí àwọn ojúde ìrìn-àjò wa ní Bond Mall, Ventura Mall àti Base One Plaza, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Gbangba ti dẹkùn. Waka Now, gbégbègbè, gbéra.
Better don land o. Close up toothpaste don carry the senior brother of Awoof enter town. When you buy 140 grams close up, you go get free 25 grams close up complete fresh protection with no extra cost. That is to say, for every 140 grams close up red toothpaste wey you buy, free 25 grams close up complete fresh protection dey there for you. Make una rush am as e dey hot before e finish. Close up. Stay fresh and protected.
Ǹjẹ́ òun wá ọ̀nà láti máa ní àfikún owó lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan lẹ́yìn tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ fún sáà díẹ̀ lójúmọ́? Ó yá darapọ̀ mú àwọn aṣojú Jumia tá a mọ̀ sí J-Force Agent. Ìwọ ṣáà ti ran àwọn oníbàárà lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe ìbéèrè fún ọjà tí wọ́n fẹ́ rà. Kó o fi àwọn àkànṣe ètò tó bá wà nílẹ̀ tó wọn létí. Kó o sì máa gba owó lọ látara ìpín lórí gbogbo ọjà tí wọ́n bá rà nípasẹ̀ rẹ̀. Ló bá tán. Lọ forúkọsílẹ̀ báyìí láti di aṣojú J-Force ti Jumia ní ibùdó ìgbà ọjà tó súnmọ́ jùlọ tàbí kó o pè sórí 091-393-75347. Ẹ tún gbọ́ o 091-393-75347 láti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Jumia, ohun èlò ojoojúmọ́ rẹ lárọ̀ọ́wọ́tó rẹ.
Welcome back, 32 FM 94.9. I'm OLUTAYO, OGUNADE.
I'm Kenny Durotilo. Very good morning to you out there. We have with us in the house Austin Edumo. He's going to be helping us make sense of the headlines. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning, Kenny. Tayo, good morning.
Morning, Austin.
Okay.
All right, so let's start off with this one. Just yesterday, we got the news about courts ordering INEC to resume the CVR. Now, in some reports this morning, we understand that that particular order is not entirely correct. This headline says, court refuses to order INEC to resume CVR. That's according to the Vanguard. What did you make of that particular report yesterday and the order saying that just a few days, that's 90 days before the general elections, that the CVR, should be stopped?
Yes, I think if you look at the calculation, February 15 or so, it's almost 19 days. I think maybe by tomorrow or thereabouts, it will be exactly 90 days to the election. Court definitely will refuse that because a combination of the Constitution and the Electoral Act stipulates that no major activity should take place 90 days to the election. What can be done between that time, according to schedule of activity, as also stipulated by the law, is for voter register to be displayed all across the country, which substantially INEC is complying with that. The idea of a continuous voters registration was on for about 18 months. A lot of Nigerians also took that particular advantage to get registered. So many people did not bother. So we have had over 90 million or more as we speak now. I don't think anybody, even the legislature, should stampede INEC into resuming voters, continuous voter registration exercise. Because when there is a major election and there's a schedule of activity in terms of timetable release for such an election, any alteration would definitely hinder adequate preparation and plan for that election on the part of INEC. This timetable has been rolled out, I think, about a year ago for the 2023 election. So the schedule of activity have always been there. That was why when political parties fail to manage their internal crisis in organizing a credible primary and they wanted a shift, INEC was very reluctant in moving that particular date forward. Right. But at the end of the day, because of the pressure from top political parties in the land, they had to submit to that pressure and extend for a time. The reason INEC gave at that time was that based on the law and schedule of activity, the build up to the election, it will definitely affect the itemized activity that INEC is supposed to go about. So thank God the report is also coming that court has refused that. In my view, and according to the law, I don't know what can be done. Argument that can be put forward, superior argument that will make the court to want to suspend the position of the electoral act by saying that continuous voter registration should go on. Even if we register 24 hours before the election, it will still not be enough for the people. We are deadline people. We always wait until there is a rush. Right. When there is an opportunity for us to do something, we will pretend as if it does not really matter. So when there is almost an end to that thing, we'll begin to rush, we'll call for extension, and at the end of the day, this is what you get. So court has refused that. Let's see how it goes. But like I just told you, it's going to be 90 days in a matter of days. I can't precisely determine whether it's 90 days, but I know that within this week, it's going to be exactly 90 days to the election, and I don't think there's anything I can do to extend it. Let's mobilize for the over 90 million eligible voter to elect our leaders come 2023. Right. After us, in 2019 or so, it was less than 30 million voters that elected the president of the country.
All right, still taking headlines from the dailies today. Nigeria needs 7 trillion naira yearly to adequately fund social security system. That's coming from The Guardian. As part of solutions to Nigeria to end its poverty trap, the country requires about 5 to 7 trillion naira yearly to fund the operation of a thorough, well-managed social security system. That's what we have here.
Yes, I think the government is trying to take us to an elusive era. You start from where you are. Rome is not built in a day. Tayo, where would the government get a whopping sum of 7 trillion naira to manage our social security? We are talking about school feeding program, for example. How well has it been done? What we want the government to tell us is that for the period under review, billions of naira. I will say this, and from good authority, that President Muhammadu Buhari has invested more in social security than any government combined in the history of this country. But we have seen little or nothing to show for it. Because the management of this fund, they mismanage the fund, and at the end of the day, the vulnerable people are not being affected. The essence of a social safety net is to ensure that the vulnerable people, they have a good lease of life by not sleeping hungry on a daily basis. But what are we find? I could remember, I think in the northern part of the country, one of the criteria that qualify you to access this fund from the government is to say that, you don't have a TV set in your home and some other criteria. I remember a former governor of Oyo State said that, we are not going to do that because I don't want to make it look as if some of my people are very poor. And at that time, we had little enrollment on it. So it has always benefited a section of the country more than the other. What in this is, what data has the federal government put in place to actually be able to determine the real vulnerable people. I have seen a lot of people that access social security fund of the government, not as if they are so poor, but because they have connection with politicians and what have you. So let the government or officials of government come out to tell us that about 500 billion naira that has been voted for this project for the period under review. What have you been able to achieve with it? How many people have you lifted out of poverty? It's just like when you see somebody that is very hungry or somebody that has not eaten, and you are giving such a fellow 10,000 naira to start a business. Between you and I, we know that that fellow will want to first of all eat from that amount of money. That's the truth of the matter. So if you look at it, I think the government is not serious. They are just giving us budgetary allocation that this is what we take. They know that we will never get there. They know that we don't have the money. But let's make do with what we have. This humanitarian minister, the ministry in charge of that particular agency and those who disburse this fund on behalf of the government to the vulnerable people, just came out to tell us 2 days ago that she cannot account or explain or justify 206 billion naira that was inserted in the budget of that particular ministry. So that is how money left.
And that is why I'm, thinking. You said Buhari has spent the most, cash as a matter of funds, as a matter of fact, to cushion social security. But we still understand there are gaps. A lot of gaps. We also know from what they tell us that there is no fund, in the country. And so how do you bridge it? How do you ensure that the people are well catered for? COVID-19 pandemic, insecurity has exposed Nigerians, even those that should be naturally, looking at, some indices, be comfortable, are also opened, to hunger these days. So how do you even determine?
See, it's the issue of embezzlement and corruption that we are talking about here. Even the amount of money the government has released for this particular project, has it gotten to the right people? The targeted audience for any government policy and program, there must be targeted audience. Has the money gotten to the real people? Politicians sit on this money, they roll out this fund when election is around the corner or when they want to canvass for vote. So by so doing, you can't actually determine those that are poor. Most of the time, some of these social security fund ends up in the hands of political party supporters. So the best way to bridge the gap is to ensure effective coordination and proper implementation of this fund in terms of disbursement. If we are not able to do that, there's nothing we can do. See, there was a case, I think last week, of a school feeding program. I don't know whether it was still on until I met someone. The woman said she cooked for maybe primary 1 to 3. She will serve them food and all of that. So the woman was engaged somewhere and she could not show up. And why? He said, I want to extend the classes to primary 6 because the governor is visiting. I don't know whether you are getting what I'm saying. Which means that on a good day, it's supposed to be for all the pupils. But some people decide to cut that. But because they feel that the governor is coming and the governor will see all of these things, the way they do it now. The other time, the vice president was in Akure. He was sitting with this student in their class. Meanwhile, immediately after the president will leave, it will be to your tent, O Israel. So that is what we have become. How effectively have we been able to manage? It's a pity that the government is spending billions of naira and this money is not showing. Why? Because some political appointee of the government, they are squandering this fund and they are not allowing this fund to get to the real people, the most vulnerable people. Don't forget, we criticize the school feeding program and say what we can do is to ensure that you create an enabling environment, pay their parents, and their parents know what is good for their children. But the government has said no. But now we are spending money, we can't account for it. And somebody will come out to tell us that, we now need the 7 trillion naira annually. That fellow that is making that statement, all those government officials that are bringing up with that figure, they know that there is no way the government can make this budgetary provision at this time.
If there is no feedback, you can't talk about effective communication. All right? So, what is the feedback from the people on these efforts?
The feedback majorly is that the program has failed. The program is counterproductive because the money that is meant to settle these vulnerable people ends up in the pockets of our politicians, their family members, and their political party supporters. That is how it will fail. It is not the government that will appraise this situation. Go to the street and appraise it.
Now, Komani oil drill has attracted $3 billion investment. President Buhari.
Where are these investments? That's the issue. It is not just about telling us $3 billion US. That is large, huge amount of money. At what time? From what period to what period that we are talking about? This government has claimed to have done well. Even the president has never at any time seen any gap in this administration. When you claim that you have done well, what is the current reality, the current situation of things suggesting? So it is not just enough. If we have attracted over $3 billion US, how come we are still having forest crisis in the country? We have a lot of situation. Look at CBN, for example, cannot intervene in the forest market like it used to do, because by stipulation and by extant law, CBN must be able to hold about 3 months import bill. And if they cannot meet that with the level of forest, there's nothing you say. The naira will continue to fall flat. That's the implication. So how has this investment, according to Mr. President, what data has he put together to come about this whopping sum of $3 billion US? And if there are data to suggest that, what is the economic impact? Has this fund added value to Nigeria vis-a-vis impact and the lifestyle of a common man in the country?
Now, there are fears that this latest discovery of oil in the north may affect agriculture. They may also abandon agriculture. And you know the implication of that.
Yes.
The South went to sleep, at a point in their history, because, agriculture was their mainstay,
yes,
even as a country. But now we all rely so heavily on oil, and to the detriment of, the multidimensional development that we should have witnessed as a country.
Yes, that is most likely going to still happen, because the oil money brought about laziness on the part of those in government in Nigeria. They feel that, it is free fund. At the end of every month, you go to Abuja, you share the money. Even those who get the derivation, they can't account for it, because it has not really affected the life of their people. So the same thing is still going to happen. I remember those days, agriculture was the mainstay of the Nigerian economy. Norway, for example, and Nigeria discovered oil almost at the same time. You understand? Their main source of income at that time was fish farming. And when they discovered oil, what they did was to pile up the fund in reserve and continue with their mainstay, which was fish farming, majorly at that time. But Nigeria abandoned agriculture, which was our own mainstay. And as of 2020, Norway has over $800 billion US in their foreign reserve. Over $800 billion US.
How much do we have in our foreign reserve?
I think it has depleted now, around 20-something or 30-something billion US. So that is where we have found ourselves. The problem is not even the money. The problem is that those who are supposed to administer the money and make people have a sense of feeling that they are having oil. Look at the World Cup hosting. I don't know whether you have seen the rating. Qatar is spending over 200 billion to host that World Cup. And you can even feel the money. When you get to Qatar as we speak now, you can even feel that, yes, money is speaking. But Nigeria, does the common man feel the impact of the oil money? Go to NETI, go and look at statistics from NETI. They will tell you how devastating exploration has been to the Nigerian cause.
Well, according to NETI, Nigeria has earned about $741.48 billion from oil.
Imagine. Convert it to naira. You will be having hundreds of trillions.
That's in 21 years anyway. I think I should add that.
See, apart from being in 21, what have we been able to account for it? The fraction on top of that 700 billion is not even up to what we have on ground that we can point to. Go to the Niger Delta, for example. I know individuals in the Niger Delta that are richer than states in Nigeria. That's just the truth. That are richer, far richer than states. I saw a state that presented, I think 127 billion US, 127 billion as their budget for 2023. As their budget. There are individuals in this country who control more than that in terms of private money. So the money that is meant to deliver social services through public good in Nigeria is ending in private pocket. That is the crux of the matter. So that we are discovered oil in the north. I don't know what the federal government want to achieve with that. In short, the cost of prospecting is even another thing entirely. So I don't know. Let us discover oil in all the 36 states in the country, and let's see how it goes. The ones that we have extracted so far, how well has it impacted positively on the life of the common man in Nigeria?
Well, some argue that it will balance wealth, the wealth equation in Nigeria.
There is no balancing of wealth. There is no balancing of wealth equation. It will further create poverty because this money will also end up in private pocket. That's the truth.
We'll be back after this commercials.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9. It's me.
tó.
ṣé mo ṣe dáadáa?
ìyá mi ẹ ṣe dáadáa èmi náà fẹ́ di eléré orí ìtàgé bíi tiyín.
ọmọ mi ní ẹ̀bùn ọpọlọ torí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe máa ń tì lẹ́yìn nípa mímú lọ wo àpéjọ àwọn òṣèré.
ọmọ yín gbìyànjú.
mo máa ń ràn lọ́wọ́ lórí àkọ́wò rẹ̀.
ẹ forí balẹ̀ fún ìdá mi.
ò káre Twisco ni mo máa ń fún un kára ẹ̀ lè jí pépé.
Màámi, wọ́n ti mú mi fẹ́rẹ́ náà.
àsìkò tèmi náà rèé láti fi yangàn fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ ní Twisco láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn èròǹgbà wọn. Twisco fún un lágbára láti mérò ọkàn rẹ̀ ṣẹ.
ọ̀dà mi mọ́gò. jẹ́ kí n rọ́gọ́ lọ. má jẹ́ jìyà bí aláìní ọ. jẹ́ kí n rọ́gọ́ lọ.
ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí gángan ni o. ìsọjí iṣẹ́ agbára ọlọ́run ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́sàn-án tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Adámímógó Global Convention ọdún ayọ̀ ti 2022. nínú pàgọ́ ilẹ̀ tó ti máa dẹ́díkéètì ẹ̀. Adámímógó Jesus City. ọlọ́run tó pe wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú Adámímógó. ó fẹ́ tú gbogbo èèyàn lẹ́nu convention eléyìí. pẹ̀lú àkòrí absolute deliverance. ọjọ́ Friday gẹ́gẹ́ November 25 the Sunday 4th December. ní ọlọ́run ayọ̀ babalọ́lá ti máa tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀. nípasẹ̀ ìpè ọ̀pọ̀ wòlíì májẹ̀mú. àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí bísí aláwìyé àlùkò. Bùkọ́lá Akíndé Ṣẹ́wọ́lẹ́ Jésù. Esther Ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé. Ìlàjà Akíntúndé Ọlọ́run Sọ́bẹ̀. Adéyínká Aláṣeyọrí. Pásítọ̀ Ẹ̀fọ́ Ọládélé CAC President. Wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú Adámímógó. Wọ́n á máa pàṣẹ ìtúsílẹ̀. Àǹfààní one-on-one counseling tó máa wà. Látọjọ́ Friday 25 di Sunday 4th December. Ní Adámímógó Jesus City. Ìbẹ̀jùlẹ́kì Ẹ̀pẹ́ Expressway. Ìlàmìjà Village. Aláró City nílùú Èkó.
Ǹjẹ́ òun wá ọ̀nà láti máa ní àfikún owó lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan lẹ́yìn tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ fún sáà díẹ̀ lójúmọ́? Ó yá darapọ̀ mú àwọn aṣojú Jumia tá a mọ̀ sí J-Force Agents. Ìwọ ṣáà ti ran àwọn oníbàárà lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe ìbéèrè fún ọjà tí wọ́n fẹ́ rà. Kó o fi àwọn àkànṣe ètò tó bá wà nílẹ̀ tó wọn létí. Kó o sì máa gba owó lọ látara ìpín lórí gbogbo ọjà tí wọ́n bá rà. Nípasẹ̀ rẹ̀ ló bá tán. Lọ forúkọsílẹ̀ báyìí láti di aṣojú J-Force ti Jumia ní ibùdó ìgbà ọjà tó súnmọ́ ọ jùlọ. Tàbí kó o pè sórí 091-393-75347. Ẹ tún gbọ́ o 091-393-75347 láti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Jumia, ohun èlò ojoojúmọ́ rẹ lárọ̀ọ́wọ́tó rẹ.
So, here's exactly what 7-Up's Fido Dido thinks about life. That's right, Fido has no time to think, and overthink life. Fido just does Fido. Fido likes to chill out on billboards and sip several cans, bottles, and glasses of 7-Up. In fact, when Fido isn't sipping 7-Up, he's drinking it. Fido chooses to be a black and white character who gives the world 1,000,000,001 colors. And when Fido doesn't feel like talking on radio, he gets people like me to talk for him. Fido is Fido, and you should be you, because nothing shall pass.
7-Up, be you, nothing sure pass. 7-Up, the diff is clear.
Everybody won't connect to something greater. Connect to the moment, the winning goal, to history. Nothing to now. Watch the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 on Showmax Pro. Oh yeah now. Stream all 64 matches of the World Cup live from Super Sport on Showmax. Experience every game, anywhere, on up to 2 devices. It is available in HD and 4K also. Icho. Almost sign up now at showmax.com.
There is something about the fearless mind. It is brave and audacious. Where will you be on December 4th? Will you be ready for the speed? Will you be ready for the thrill? Get ready for the Fanfare Auto Fest, the Fearless Edition, happening at the Trans Amusement Park Ibadan on December 4th, 2022. The thrill will be mad. The Fanfare Auto Fest is powered by Fearless, Nigeria's #1 energy drink. Fearless, embrace the thrill.
Zenith Real Estate and Properties Limited ń ṣàjọ̀dún ọdún méjì. Gbẹ̀dẹ̀mukẹ́ promo la fi ṣe láti sìn títí di ìparí ọdún. Olóko ògbówó ni Treasure Land Estate Lálàbàtà Abẹ́òkúta 100,000 naira péré ni. Greenland Estate Lálàbàtà yìí kan náà 200,000 naira péré nìyẹn. Achievers Estate Nídò Ìbàdàn ó ti di 450 báyìí. Kings Park Estate ní Mọ́níyà 1 million naira péré ni. Bákan náà látúnilẹ̀ ní Rehoboth Park and Garden Lélẹ́kùrú Mọ́níyà Sun City Estate Alábàtà Mọ́níyà lásìkò àjọ̀dún ọdún méjì àti Ember promo yìí ẹ wá kọ́fà tó lé ńlẹ̀ 100 blọ́ọ̀kù ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀pẹ́ fún gbogbo ń bá tó bá ṣe tá àti kọ́lé. Ẹ̀bùn ọdún ti kúnlẹ̀ falafala ráìsì ẹran òróró àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Èrò bá mi ká lọ sí Zenith Real Estate and Properties Limited beside Aremu Block Industry opposite IITA Mọ́níyà Ìbàdàn tàbí second floor Osana House adjacent Mao filling station Ọlọ́run ṣògo road Abẹ́òkúta. 0901-697-4421 tàbí 081-3871-4860. Zenith Real Estate and Properties Limited. Asọ̀dún ayọ̀.
Dabo na the first and ogbonge herbal toothpaste. E get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil wey dey make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, na true you talk o. Dabo na the cocoa herbal punch wey get plenty natural herbs. Dabo, the cocoa choice for my family.
Yay!
What? Is it money?
What I bought on Jumia is here!
Jumia, here? And where are you going?
To pick it up! Jumia is now in Dalupo with a pickup station close to you, located at Shop 4, Able God Plaza, Eleshin Godogbo Bus Stop, along Iwo Expressway at Dewumi, Ibadan, or your state. You can now shop for all your everyday needs at ease on Jumia and have it delivered to the pickup station for you to receive your order. You can also prepare online or when you collect your order at the pickup station and even place your order there. Shop now on Jumia. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
All right, great to have you back. We're opening the phone lines now, 070-55,949, 080-97,949. You are free to call in right now and share your thoughts with us on the headlines. Hello, good morning.
Hello, hello, good morning. This is
Good morning.
You read the report about 5 to 7 trillion are being needed for social intervention. The report was not from the government. Go and check it here. It's not from the government. It was a special report by Guardian. Number 2, the president said 3 billion naira have been attracted to that whole field. He's not saying the 3 billion naira has entered the economy of Nigeria. And listen to what the president says. Have a nice time. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
I think you are confusing political loyalty and political party support should be different from economic reality. When you say investments in form of 3 billion has been attracted, it means that investment is in your economy. You understand? And it should have impact in your economy. There's what we call foreign direct investment. There's what we call portfolio investment. So nobody should come because of a blind followership to come and confuse us. When the president said this 3 billion, he said 3 billion naira, not 3 billion naira, 3 billion US dollar. It means that you have attracted that particular investment and it's now in your economy. That is what it means.
All right, let's take this one. Tackling insurgency, Buhari's biggest achievement. That's from Marek Beshola. He says investigation concluded into Kuje prison break, but explains why the report can't be made public.
Yes, we know that this is the way to end. Several reports has been conducted, investigation, no one is public. Let the government just use the report to take decision so that we can forestall further jailbreak in Nigeria. There's nothing else we can say than that.
070-55,949, 080-97,949. Those are the numbers to share your thoughts. You can, of course, share your thoughts on Facebook. We do have some messages on Facebook.
All right, on Facebook, companies and businesses will continue to shut down due to all these APC government and anti-people policies. Inflation rate keeps rising, and the masses are the ones receiving, instead of them to create an enabling environment for businesses to thrive and improve our local production by rehabilitating our refineries, another abandoned project. Yet the CBN raised the interest rate to 16.5%. That's from Olayinka Adetola. Good morning. Hello.
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 Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Gone.
Hello?
Yes, let's have your headline, Mr. Caleb.
I just want to comment on the monetary policy rate being raised to up to 16.5%. This economic policy of this present government is screaming 60.5%. The announcement will make the industrialists to close shop, so you throw many people into the employment market. On the issue of the point that we want to discover in Gobi and Katsina State. This oil is in the first house. We should destroy our economy. Let's not comment this morning. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you there for your comments. Austin, you want to react to that one? The monetary policy rate that was increased from 15%, 15.5% to 16.5%.
From 15.1 to 15.5 to 16.5. That is too huge. That is going to kill a lot of businesses. The cost of production will go up, which means that the cost of borrowing will go up. Of course, the idea of a rate hike is to control inflation. But the question is that for some time now, the CBN has increased. This is the 4th time. Those previous 3 times, how well has it brought inflation down? You don't just come up with monetary policy that will further impoverish the people. The implication of this policy is that the bank now will be lending at like 25 to 30% interest rate, which it will now be like what the people call in local parlance bomule lanta. That is where we are going. It's a dead end. The rate hike is not addressing the issue of increase in inflation. Of course, economically speaking and in practical time, rate hike is a tool to actually bring down the level of inflation.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Uh-oh. The line dropped from your end. Is this what could likely drive up the price of pure water? That's what we call it?
Yes, everything will go up. That is what is happening. This rate hike has never worked for Nigeria.
Hello. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm not sure from Mara. We need to be sincere with ourselves. This is not the first time the monetary policy. If you can recall vividly, by the time they increased it to 15.5%, in the month of October, the inflation also moved from 20 to 21.5%. That means the policy can't work. And we should not forget that CBA governor, he acts like a politician and also belongs to EPC. That means when you put a square peg in the round, that is the result you'll be getting as a poor governance and poor economic policy. Like what you said about pure water also, that means the inflation will also affect them. By the end of this year, maybe you buy pure water at 15 per one. So may God will allow the rescue us from bad leaders. That's my own assumption for this one. Thank you.
It is always good to appraise a policy from time to time. You have done 3 rate hike. What has it brought to the table? Has it worked? It has not worked, and you are continuing.
Yeah. Tyler and Austin, good morning.
Good morning.
John calling from Ibadan.
Okay, go on, John.
Hello.
Go on, John. Go on.
Yeah. Now, it is not all about mineral resources. No corner of this country that doesn't have mineral resources. What we don't have is those that will manage it. We don't have good managers. We have abundant. If you like, let oil flow in all the states. As long as we don't manage well, we don't have those that have the fear of God and the heart of the people in heart. Then we will see it. Now, pure water is going to sell maybe 1 bag, 1,000 naira. Good morning. Have a nice day.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
With the recent interest rate, I want to predict that a lot of companies will start shutting down, even though some of them are already shutting down and, of course, going back to their respective countries. So don't forget that doing this, they are going to lay off so many workers, and it's going to be more hardship for the people. The way they have hiked the interest rates in the past, has it had any positive effect on the economy? No. Even if we don't have the intellectual wherewithal, you should at least put effective people in place. This is what President Muhammad Buhari's administration was. Good morning.
All right, thank you very much, Balikis. We have to go now. Thank you so much for your time, also.
Thank you.
My name is Kenny Duratilu.
Good morning, dear listener. I'm OLUTAYO, OGUNADE.
The joy of a great nation rests on the shoulders of a radio station.
Camera action. Your music.
32 FM 94.9.
You're listening to the Smart Kids Show with Auntie Yellow.